Okay guys, ito na naman tayo sa isa pang episode ng Quadcom na -1. Quadcom -1. And in this episode, pag-uusapan naman natin ngayon, guys, yung mga young goons, as Richard would put it. At sino yung mga bagong mga bata dito sa Kongreso. At pag-usapan din natin yung mga branding ng mga iba't ibang mga politiko. What's working, what's not working, who's looking good, who's looking bad, who can we look forward to in 2026? O sige Richard,
Sinong
tingin
Epal
mo?
of the Year, sinong Winner of the Year. Let's start with General Torre because I think he has had quite a journey. General Torre, like 2025, was probably one of the wildest years for him and probably for anyone for that matter, no? I mean, he went from superhero and then like even more superhero and then biglang the bubble burst and then he's back again. He's back in force. Congratulations to new MMDA General Manager. General Torre, who also officially retired as a 4-star general. So, pension niya for life covered na yan. So, he will have all the honors of a 4-star general and an ex-PNP chief. So, he's gonna join the Hall of Fame of ex-PNP chiefs. Minus Bato, maybe. Like that. Let's talk about Torre. Let's start with you, Mark. Kasi the DDS line is, ginawa lang MMDA, taga-ano lang yan, parang kay mga Rojas na nagta-traffic. And I said, actually, that's perfect for him. He could do the Rojas traffic, but he do it in a Torre way that works. Nalaman kay Rojas, yung nagta-traffic manager siya. Gawin ni Torre yan, pero in the right way. Feeling ko magta-times 10 yan.
Hindi, kasi yun yung kailangan natin, lalo na sa daan, di ba? Kulang ng disiplina.
Traffic,
so we really need siguro someone like General Torre para ibalik yung disiplina sa daan, yung mga kamote na riders, kamote na drivers. Tapos yung mga iba't ibang problema, yung sa mga bangketa, sa mga kalinisan. So we need someone siguro na may political will. And I always say this, yung gusto ko yung mga nagpapakitang gilas. And I believe General Torre, nakita natin yan nung time niya, PNP chief, and ngayon MMDA. I think magpapakitang gilas siya. I'm not sure kung ano yung popokosan niya na aspeto ng MMDA, kung traffic ba, kung kalinisan ba.
What do you suggest?
Ayun, yun yung naisip ko eh. Ang hirap kasi pag traffic kasi ang hirap parang pag doon ka nag-focus tapos pero yung kalinisan siguro, yung sa mga bangketa and yung pagka-orderly ng mga yun siguro pwedeng tutukan ni General Torre and kung ano pa yung mga iba't ibang projects ng MMDA na pwede nilang gawin.
Alam mo, para sa akin, General Torre, first of all, ang galing niya sa branding. Okay? Alam mo, the first time I saw General Torre was when he was sent to arrest Kibuloy. I actually found he looked kind of funny with his glasses, tapos naka-helmet, naka-body armor, tapos sabi niya, huli namin, hindi kami alis dito hanggang mahuli siya. Natatawa ko sa itsura niya. He reminded me like of a Ninja Turtle. Parang, sino to guy na to? He looked so goofy.
Tas serious pa siya.
Tas seryoso, but he looked kind of goofy.
Serious,
But I was like, talagang police ba to? Okay. But then he got the job done. And I was like, uy, okay. This guy has to be taken seriously dahil nagawa niya yung kailangan gawin, number one. Then, yung pagpapadala kay Duterte sa ICC, that really, nabilib na ako dahil lahat takot kay Duterte. Nung panahon ni Duterte, nobody would ever dare say to Duterte, dadalhin na kita ngayon. You know, with all of Duterte's antics and everything, sandali lang, saan yung anak ko, doktor ko. Man, he goes, nope, I'm bringing you to the ICC. That showed me political will. Then, pagkatapos pa nun, hinamon siya ni Pulong. Si Baste. Hinamon ni Baste. Sabi niya, sige. Punta siya sa Araneta Coliseum ba yun? Di ba? Naglagawa ng ring, ginawang charity event. May Rocky, nagsuot pa ng gloves. Pare, for me,
gloves, diba? Milyon ang bili.
Yeah, alam mo, for me, that was amazing PR, amazing branding, at he made the Baste look like the coward that he is. I mean, this is an older guy. Hinamon mo.
Tsaka way shorter. 6 foot yata si Baste. 5 to 7 lang yata.
Tapos pumalags yung isa. Sabi, sige, go. Gawin natin for charity. Tapos hindi ka kumasa. Wow.
Ang dami na excuse, di ba?
Ang dami. I have to go to a trip. Dude, hinamon mo. Naglagay ng time and place. Ito na, let's go. Tapos,
let's go right now.
Tapos sasabihin mo, I can't do it right now. Hindi, kung kaya mo, pumunta ka.
Pero I don't know kung AI video. Hindi ko alam kung AI video. But did you see the Baste training sessions? hindi ko alam kung true yan, but from what I've seen, that would have made the Andrew Tate of last week look like a world-class champion.
Oh,
like,
wow.
yung alam mo yung to the side, that's the first sign you don't know what you're doing. Because General Torres still had form.
Yes.
The power and
Like a
speed
fan.
is not there, but the form was there.
Okay, so here's the thing with General Torre, what I like. So, then, I mean, like you said, General Torre, roller coaster yung taon niya, di ba? Man, all-time high, biglang PAM, crash, parang Bitcoin, di ba? All-time highs, all-time crash, ang sakit. Oo, di ba? Pero ito yung nasabi ko sa
May
ano.
utang ka sa akin, bro.
Oo nga,
May wala sa akin sa
ito lang para sa akin with General Torre. Bottom line for me, what does he need to do or anong gagawin niya ngayon as an MMDA chair?
For
And-
2028.
Yes, for 2020, moving to 2028 for the next 3 years, anong gagawin niya? As an MMDA chair, instill discipline in all the Metro Manila, lahat from
main
public
thoroughfares,
transit to private, everyone that uses the road, instill discipline, even to the pedestrians, even to the ones using bikes. If you can do that, yan ang hinahanap ng taong bayan. That's a low-hanging fruit. If you can show that, hey, I can instill discipline in people in Metro Manila, and then mai-improve ang traffic dahil doon at mawawala yung road rage that we've been seeing in the last few weeks. That
Yung road rage.
Oh.
He would have been perfect yung road rage. Yung lahat, Valenzuela ba? Saan ba yung road rage? Pero bro, ang pinaka-favorite ko, yung nagsuntukan yung mga lasing sa EDSA. Nakita mo ba yung picture? Meron sa gabi umapol pa. Nagsuntukan yung mga apat na lasing na nagsuntukan. Bro, imagine Gerald Torres showing up and then cleaning up the fight.
Yeah.
Viral yan, brother.
So, yun ang nakita mo. Pag ginawa yun ni General Torre, the discipline angle, which we've all been looking for.
100%.
Remember, that's why Duterte won. It's because he was saying, lilinisin ko to lahat.
Kamay na bakal.
Oo, kamay na bakal. Yan hanggang ngayon, yan pa rin hinahanap ng tao kamay na bakal. General Torre has that will. And he's also fair. Yan ang gusto ko sa
Rule of
kanya.
law.
Rule of
Walang
law.
JK sa kanya.
Yes. Kahit na sabihin niya, hindi, gagawin natin to. I'm going to enforce the law, but I am enforcing the law. Not above the law, not beyond the law in itself. That's why I like Torre.
Ako meron akong before we move on from General Torre.
No, let's stay with General Torre. I think this is an important topic.
There's others.
Para mainis yung mga DDS.
Sinearch ko yung mga trabaho ng MMDA. Medyo nakalimutan ko lahat eh. Pero dalawang bagay ang naisip ko. One is, he could do a Tulfo style na reklamo ng taong bayan sa Metro Manila. Diba? May magreklamo yung taong bayan.
Sa kanya direkta.
He would work with the mayor
Yes.
and then they solve the problem. So that is one. Pangalawa, ito, ang trabaho din ng MMDA nga, yung solid waste management and yung sa basura. Kasi there are certain cities like, for example, Marikina, na ang linis-linis ng mga kanto, ng mga pagpunta mo sa ibang lugar, medyo madumi na yung mga, so maybe yung cleanliness ng Metro Manila, he could work on that. So,
I love the suggestion.
I think the Bayani Fernando model
Yeah.
shows you if you get a few things right. I mean, we can talk about yung pink urinal, everything. Shows you that actually the MMDA, although general manager siya, could be the de facto governor of Metro Manila.
Yes.
Right? It doesn't have the full power like Panon Imelda. But he could almost be like given yung gravitas ni Torre, given yung natural charisma niya, people go wild when he's around there. Given yung kanyang track record, he's an ex-PNP chief. He's just not anybody. I think he could act almost like a governor of Manila. And let's be honest, bro, we need a governor. Manila is one of the top 10 biggest city in the world. Wala malang governor. Like we're bigger than New York in terms, I think, population or something like that. Jakarta has a governor, so he could be like a de facto governor. Kasi I know the running story is, even internally, I talked to some people, he was offered some very powerful presidential advisor positions, tinurn down niya lahat eh. So feeling ko, his instinct said he wanted a man of action role. And MMDA is a tough job for a tough man. And I think once in a while, if he shows up somewhere, there's a video goes viral, he will not only remain relevant, he'll be even more popular. He will be like the de facto governor of Metro Manila. And I think mayors, for their own political sake, want to look on the good side of history. Like, if he's with them, they won't want to support him or protect him for their own political. Kasi it's popular to be with Torre. Let's be honest about it. Maybe not in parts of Mindanao, maybe not in Davao, but I think that star power could give him that gravitas he needs to act almost like a coordinating mayor for all mayors, or kind of like a de facto governor, which is what we don't have, bro. That's one of the biggest curses of Metro Manila. It's a massive city without a governor, without a center of gravity. So in the previous episode, we keep on complaining there's no center of gravity. He could be the center of gravity on this front. But having said that, nasaan si Barzaga? Biglang nawala siya. Ano ba alam natin kay Barzaga?
Oh, ikaw, Mark, ano tingin mo? Barzaga?
Siguro nag-retreat
Kamusta ang
muna
center
sa...
of gravity?
Nag-retreat. Oh, may
Nag-retreat
60
muna
days
sila
pa
sa
naman siya
Marinas.
di ba?
Ay, suspended pala siya.
Suspended siya
for
kaya
60
hindi siya
days.
makapag-ingay Kaya sa ngayon parang full-time troll siya sa social media.
Para ban na siya for life. Para he's asking for hindi lang suspension, full ban na yata ang hapon niya.
Kaya nag-behave naman. Ayun, nandun lang siya, nangaasar, nakikipag-away nung
Naglalaro ng video games.
Kasi nagba-boxing din siya like Torre, di ba? Mahilig din
Pero
siya.
nakita ko sa post niya mga local stuff. Kasi Pasko So,
sa kanila.
so pag sa LGU, pag sa Pasko, puro Christmas party, puro
fairness.
So he's
So,
doing
mental health, good for
the
mental
rounds. The rounds, dun sa local nila.
Alam mo, para sa akin si Kiko Barzaga, what he's doing is effective for his base. May mga nabubudol siya at nakikita mo nga ginagamit siya ngayon na parang poster boy ng somebody anti-corruption, na somebody who's fighting and willing to risk his life to expose the corruption of the government, blah 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 BS. Pero sorry huwag ka magpabudol sa mga ganyang antics yan. Yung teatro na palagi ko sinasabi, they're playing to your emotions. Yun pero kung tinignan mo, sorry para sa akin mahina ang substance ni Barzaga. I'm not saying he's a stupid person. I don't think he's stupid. I think he's not altogether He's not altogether up here. Yun May pagka-leaning on the crazy tong taong to Edgy, okay, sige. And Richard, I am not saying crazy in a negative way or in a way to insult.
If he has a mental
Spectrum.
health problem,
Yun, okay.
then he needs help, bro.
Yun na nga
Then he
That-
needs help.
Yun ang sinasabi ko.
Spectrum.
Mamaya
Mas maganda pakinggan.
Okay,
On
sige,
the
he's on the spectrum. Sige, maybe I'm not being politically correct. I'm sorry for the people that are actually suffering from mental
spectrum siya.
disabilities.
Pwede,
Still, he needs help.
I think he does need help, and being in Congress is not gonna help him.
Mas stress lang siya doon.
Kaya sa akin, okay nga itong 60 days niya para kumalma siya, ayusin niya sarili niya, and get the help that he needs. Hindi lang yun Okay, how does he move from here? How does he pivot? If he starts speaking with substance, yan, I'm giving Kiko Barzaga free advice. If he starts speaking with substance, then people will start to believe him more. Kasi ngayon, walang substance yung mga sinasabi niya, meow-meow, mga ganon. Parang babaw nun Okay, anong challenge ko sa kanya? Hinamon niya si Attorney Jesus Falsis. Hinamon niya, sinabi niya willing siya to debate with Jesus Falsis, then do it. Napakita mo na meron ka talagang alam dito. Kung kaya mo makipagdebate with Attorney Jesus Falsis, makukuha at manalo ka, makukuha mo yung mga suporta ng mga tao.
Hindi pa siya nakakaharap kasi sa yung journalist na talagang didiinan siya Puro
exactly.
mabait yung lahat ng interviews niya Puro puro chummy lahat ng mga interviews niya Nagmamiyaw-miyaw lang siya doon, 'di ba? Pero yung magpo-push back talaga sa kanya na serious na like journalist or broadcaster. Parang wala pa ako nakikita
Oo
So
nga,
that would be nice to see.
Yeah, because no serious broadcaster is willing to interview him and give him a platform. Let's be
I wouldn't want to give him a platform. I'm not planning to
I'm not-
bring you as a guest on the show.
Kaya nga, he got away with it. He's untested. He's completely untested, Pero yun nga, if he speaks with sense, he will lose the DDS base.
Pero he will gain a bigger base. Yun ang point ko. Remember that the DDS base, sinasabi lang, malakas yun. Tingnan mo si VP Sara. Yes, that's, sabi natin 30%. There's a 40% undecided right there. Massive. On top of the rest of the 30%. That's 70% na he can get if he really wants. And he'll still retain the DDS base. I don't think he'll lose them Kasi he can still do his antics Yun Pero sa akin si Barzaga right now, man, he's such a poor excuse for young guns or the new generation of Congress, of our politicians. Is that our new generation? Yan ba ang kinaharap ng ating mga kabataan ngayon? Yan ba ang representative ng kabataan? Is that the guy you guys want na nagre-representa sa inyo? Oh my God.
But thankfully, we have self-made billionaire,
Oh,
a
sige,
man
oh.
of unimpeachable
Ililink ko na.
integrity.
Ililink ko na. Diba you're asking anong...
someone who was in tears almost because of the sacrifices and the risks he has been taking for the past few months. Pag-usapan natin.
Pag-usapan na natin.
The greatest, the most amazing.
Sinasabi ko nga kay Congressman Kiko Barzaga, dahil wala naman siyang ginagawa, tulungan niya si Congressman Leandro Leviste na i-explain yung gustong sabihin. Kasi maski hindi mo
may
maintindihan
hatak si Barzaga eh.
Ha?
At least may hatak siya.
Si Barzaga at least sa communications.
Oh, may charm.
May expertise siya sa communications eh.
Something's going on.
'Di ba? Minsan nga lang 'di ba, ang inaano niya hiwalay na Mindanao, ganun medyo out of magulo yung mga topics niya pero galing siya mag-explain. 'Yun yung kulang dito kay Congressman Leandro. Hindi niya mailatag ng maayos kung ano yung ibig niyang sabihin. Kasi naglatag siya nung lahat ng insertions ng lahat ng mga congressman. Walang context eh. Anong ibig sabihin yan? Kami ba ang maghahanapin namin dito isa-isa? Sino ba yung ano dito? So, hindi napapaliwanag ng maayos. Ano yung gusto niyang papuntahan? Ano yung gusto niyang mangyari doon sa kanyang mga allegedly Cabral files?
Estudyante ng raise na nga. Tapos pag, wait po. Wait, ano ulit po yung tayo ganun? Basta lang, may masabi lang. Parang ganun ang dating
May tanong ako sa inyo, anong motivation kaya ni... Si Kiko Barzaga medyo gets ko eh. Kasi he wants the adoration of the DDS, ganyan. Tapos yung kay Sara, gusto niya makisakay doon. So gets ko yun. Si Leandro ang hindi ko pa masyadong magets.
Kung totoo
In your opinion, ano yung tingin
kaibigan
yung
natin na
motivation
kilala
niya?
siya na he wants to be the next president of the Philippines.
Wow.
I don't think trying hard epal is a very good way to start it. And to be honest, he has to really improve his communication skills. He's not spontaneous. He cannot speak... Konyotic ako mag-Tagalog, but at the very least, I can finish a sentence or two. Parang feeling ko yung Tagalog niya is not even like rudimentary. I'm not even sure his English is that good. So,
Actually,
honestly, medyo taas masyado ang ambition niya. He has to step up.
Pero kasi tingin ko, yung sinasabi mo hindi siya makapag-explain is because nga, hindi siya marunong mahirap siya sa Tagalog.
Hindi siya
Hirap.
Yeah, hirap
So,
siya talaga.
nakikita mo parang nag-iisip siya ano yung Tagalog word na sasabihin ko para ma-explain ko din. Wala, babalik siya sa English. So, kaya hirap na hirap siya. Number one. Number two, yung problema ko din kay Leandro Leviso, tulad ng sinabi mo, pag nagpe-presenta nga siya, walang konteksto. Doon nilabas siya yung listahan niya the first time. Parang pinapalabas siya, lalabas ko lahat ng baho yun lahat. Papakita ko na yung paglabas.
Nagtulfo siya.
Then pinalabas siya. Tapos dinignan ng mga tao.
next
Then
year.
pinush back. So, sinasabi mo ba may corruption dito? Hindi ko naman sinasabi. Teka, yung nanay mo andito. Oo nga, pero siya yung pinakamaliit. 1 billion lang daw. Sabi ko nga, kung 1 billion yung nanay mo, nakakuha ng 1 billion, tapos may 10% na kickback, that's 100 million. Mas problematic pa yan kaysa dun binibintang mo kay Bicol Saro Party List na 140 million na in-insert daw niya. Nanay mo nag 1 billion, de-defend mo, tapos titirahin mo for 140 million. So yun yung nakikita kong problema ni Leandro Leviste, number one. Number two, dadagdag ko to kay Leviste. Yung pagiging bilyonaryo niya, okay? That's not out of hard work. That's patronage politics at its best, okay? Yep, you can look it up. This is the age of the internet. Lahat naman nandiyan dyan eh. You would be an idiot to believe na ginawa niya out of hard work because he's such a financial genius. This is so political with that solar energy and then renewable energy signing off.
Mommy passing a law.
Mommy passing a law.
Very, very helpful suddenly.
Right. So, hindi ito out of his hard work. So, for him to even, I hope he doesn't claim na gawa niya to, na it's all because of his hard work, that he's an Elon Musk or something. Please. Okay? You're nothing close to that. So, wag niyang gagamitin yung angulo na yon na he's this whiz kid na bilyonaryo because alam natin that billionaire status and kadalasan these billionaires na lumalabas is because of politics. During the time of Digong, may isa pang naging bilyonaryo ng panahon. Exactly.
Nasaan siya ngayon?
Wala na. Because he doesn't know how to manage the money. Kitang-kita mo panahon ni Digong, because of his closest to Digong, became a billionaire.
Duterte Garks ang tawag ko sa kanya. Oligarchs.
Ayun, may Duterte Garks. Tapos nung nawala na, kita mo ginawa niya. He plummeted his company, he plunged his companies into debt para siya yumaman.
Humiram pa nga siya sa gobyerno ng pera dapat, di ba?
Tapos, bitaw na. Ganun yung nakikita ko kay Leviste right now.
Pero bro, to be clear, sorry, just on this, but No, but it looks like Levista is also smart not to mention that anymore. He's
Oh.
trying to position himself as an parang Tulfo style na,
Okay,
di ba?
okay.
Parang hindi na yung Wizkid
Hindi na.
ang position niya. di ba?
right.
Yeah, how,
Pansin
true,
mo?
how true ba na ano? Kasi may nababasa din ako online na he didn't deliver, yung Solar Philippines didn't deliver doon sa mga na ano sa kanya nung government. Tapos he had to be bailed out. Oh, he had to be bailed out. Doon niya nakuha yung pera niya. So,
I'm telling you, the more na the more na tingin ng tao nagpapasikat lang siya or the more mairita ibang tao, the more ma-scrutinize. He's actually exposing himself not only for his lack of communication skills or lack of understanding. He might also expose like how did you get where you are today, diba? So, I mean, diba? I mean, remember the Nepo Kid series we did earlier this year, right? Like he could like
He's technically a Nepo kid, by the way.
No, Nepo kid talaga, oh.
And dadagdag ko dito with Levista, yung mga ginagawa niya ngayon, honestly, it shows me a lack of depth or EQ. In a way, yung hindi niya naiintindihan yung mga repercussions ng kanyang mga ginagawa eh. Now, if he wants to burn the whole house down, hey, I'm fine with that. Kung talagang gusto niya, better have the goods on it. Huwag yun ang bibintang ka lang tapos wala ka talagang hinaharap. For him to say, look at the entire Senate, may insertions. But what does that actually mean? Ano sinasabi mo dito? Kung meron ka mapakita na talagang may corruption na nangyari, ipakita mo. And then, naglabas siya ng statement, di ba? Yung pagmamatay ako, sinabi ko sa nanay ko, i-release lahat ng mga, release the Kraken, release the list. Come on. Ibig sabihin nun, hino-hostage mo yung informasyon na yan to protect you? Oh, come on. You're not really for the Philippines. Kasi kung talagang Pilipinas ang talagang pinoprotektahan mo, release everything now. Kaya ganyan ni-release yung mga iba. Pero may kulang pa.
Day one pa lang sinasabi ko sa inyo something is off here, diba? But anyway, my point is, he's still young, he still can improve.
Okay.
So actually, this is not a Levista bashing. This is just saying, do something else. Do you guys think he has a wrong PR company? Maybe he has just bad advisors. Fire the people who are giving you these weird ideas. Come on, he's still young, he can learn a lot. I'm not
Harsh
giving up on the guy, by the way. I'm like a harsh kuya. Like, I'll bash you so that you can be better. Right? Kasi baka ka lang tao, hater tayo. I'm not a hater. Parang, but he can do better. But probably he's getting bad advice, bro.
I support yung transparency na gusto niyang mangyari. Pero yung execution niya, tsaka yung doon ako may problema. Nakakatawa din kay Leviste, na gusto ko din i-point out, he's kind of a hybrid Na pag sa national scene, he's clean government, he's pushing, di ba, yung mga transparency, ganyan yung niya. Pero pag sa local, is trapo as they come. Oo, kasi yung mga puro giveaways, puro bigay, puro so which works kasi if kung ang plano niya is governor ng Batangas, yung with the amount of money he has, kaya niyang manalo even without all of this national government na papansin na ginagawa niya.
May plano siyang umakyat again. Like yun nga Vico Soto is a good example. Like consistent yung ginagawa niya as a local leader and yung position niya di lang national, internationally is in the top times 100 rising new leaders in the world. Like Vico already has a global profile because of the good things he does at home.
Right.
Baka, I think maybe this guy is trying to pick too early, right? I think he has to first ayusin muna niya yung LGU level niya. Do what Vico did, right? Do something special, do something transformational. I don't know, participatory budgeting. We can talk about that in the next episode. Kasi in the next episode, pag-usapan natin, who are the presidential? I mean, if Levista is doing this because he wants to be one day presidential, that seems like a distant future if ever possible. But there are a couple of other people who are young, charismatic, or youngish and charismatic, and are kind of in conversation na I think worth discussing. As everyone knows, medyo nag-trending yata yung sinabi ko kay Bam, di ba? I just said, for the sake of argument, kasi may parang ganun kilala niyo si Ezra Klein, yung podcaster na American, di ba? Parang he would make a case for each candidate. Hindi niya endorse, Like, kunya, if it's Gavin Newsom, ito yung strength and weaknesses. If it's AOC, if it's this JD Vance, is ganun. So I kind of did I said, if it's Bam, potentially Bam could be kind of like a very technocratic, young, charismatic. I'm not endorsing the guy, but I'm just saying, like now I think there's a very strong case for Bam also to make. I don't know. Pag-usapan natin sa next episode yan. But I'm just saying, like, if you want to talk about a young, established guy who got things done, That's BAM. That's not Levista. So maybe Levista should look at BAM and learn something from BAM, how BAM rose to the ranks and became the established guy he is today as a potential presidential in the near future.
Since we're talking about yung mga young freshie na mga congressman dito sa Congress na to, itawag nyo young goons. How about yung thoughts nyo kay Ellie San Fernando? That's
that's another young goon. Young goon na.
kasi kumbaga bumabalanse siya.
Yeah.
He joins the Akbayan Bloc kapag dun sa ibang certain issues, pero he joins yung pagboto kay Kiko Barzaga sa DDS side. Pero he has one agenda na pushing for provincial rate abolition.
Yes,
kayo anong opinion nyo doon?
Alam mo, for me si Ellie,
Bring Ellie.
yeah, because when he was still a TikToker, okay, he was making a lot of very good valid points. And he's a good speaker. Magaling siya. Very charismatic. Oo, magaling siya talaga. On cam and in person. I didn't like na namumulitika siya dito sa kay Barzaga. Dapat talaga hindi na siya namulitika dito at sumama sa Barzaga 5. He had nothing to gain by doing that. Okay? No, think about it. What did he have to gain from that? Nothing. He could have addressed a lot of other issues.
Abstain na lang siya.
Yeah, or dude, if you're gonna do something, kung ako si Ellie, talk about or paglaban mo something more substantial. Something na talagang pwede mo paglaban. Siguro if Ellie San Fernando, if you can take a cue from any of the elders naman, or the old guns, I like how Erice speaks. Magaling si Erice.
Yes,
Pag magsalita si Erice, wow, talagang kahit ako
matapang
ramdam ko yun ang copy mo kung talagang gusto mo ng isang parang peg kung paano bumanat ng at paano bumanat sa mga tamang issues. In other words, pick your battles. Yun ang kay Ellie San Fernando. Pero of the young goons, siya yung siguro yung mga bright, shining star. May mga bata pa dyan eh. Pero ikaw, ano tingin mo kay Ellie?
I think Ellie is like kind of doing his own Mamdani version. I think ang laki ng potential niya. He's so good. I've watched his stuff. Like, remember, this is an optics conversation, right?
Yeah.
I think ang branding niya is anti-establishment. Ayoko sa leadership ng house. Ayoko sa, ayoko sa kapitalista. Ayoko, it's just an anti-establishment thing. So, kung baga Barzaga is like kind of a MAGA version, he's like a kind of a Mamdani. Parang ganun eh. May pagka-progressive leftings pa rin siya eh. He's left as it goes.
I want to see
Pero I think the only way to explain bakit siya nakisama dun sa Barzaga fight, he's just trying to be anti-establishment. Like, I'm against the majority in the Congress. I'm against kapitalista.
Okay.
Pero tama naman advice ni Chris. Parang, tsempohan mo naman yan. Hindi man pwede, just because you're against the status quo doesn't mean go and join the clowns, right?
Exactly, the clown show.
Exactly. Nag-abstain ka na lang sana. Parang, okay, if you don't believe, kasi the point of Ellie would be, anong talagang moral, ng ascendancy ng mga tao to question this kid? Parang, okay, but still, Barzaga has been like that. Kiko has been all over the place, right? Like he went a bit crazy in terms of his statements, and I don't mean it in a medical way. I mean, like he really went off the script, right? So tama yung advice mo, but my point is, I think Ellie for me in 2025 is the most successful branding, organic, wala siyang PR, wala siyang resources, he's a one-man machine, right? He's a one-man machine.
Yung party list niya, yung grupo nila.
Sobrang galing. Sobrang galing ni Ellie. I'll say Ellie is one of the biggest talents we have in terms of hindi galing sa dynasty, hindi galing sa Trapo family and all. So, I will count the Barzaga 5 as one of the few mistakes probably that he did this year. And sana hindi niya maulit next year. Yun na lang.
Ako naman, yung sa Barzaga 5, ang view ko naman dyan, it's para sa DDS base. Kasi he also needs the DDS base siguro to go along dun sa kanyang progressive o pro-labor agenda, which is yung case ni Barzaga is a low consequence kasi talo naman matatanggal na naman talaga si Barzaga for 2 months so yung vote niya doesn't matter anymore, pero he gains a DDS base, pero yun nga, he gets criticism from
so that's how Mamdani started, right? He interviewed Trump supporters and then got them to vote for him in New York, right? Like, so if that's the case,
tingin ko.
I mean, we hope that's the case. Then he probably is onto something, diba? He's onto something.
So parang sinasabi mo na he did it, calculated risk to na I'll get a little bit of the base. Yes, I will be criticized, pero at the same time, everyone's entitled to make that one mistake. Yung parang,
baka mapagbigyan siya ng kabilang
mapagbibigyan,
side.
na, pero
Na
ito,
hindi consequential.
Yeah, you're right.
Hindi consequential sa bansa, I mean.
Oo, tapos pero makukuha ko to, makukuha ko yung kahit pa paano, sa bagay, dinefend siya. O sige,
Yung mga supporters ni Kiko, marami din naman yun.
Sure, okay, sige.
I look at it that way.
Okay,
Maybe it's not even an error. Maybe it's a very calculated, quote-unquote, mistake, diba?
Okay.
Yeah, kasi that 5 vote is not gonna help the situation for Barzaga, but it's gonna make a big impression on DDS. Kasi mahilig mag-red tagging mga DDS. Let's be brutal. If you're left and pro-labor and all, mare-red tag ka talaga. But because of this thing, baka magiging more palatable
Mas
siya
lighter,
sa DDS working class base.
Right.
So actually, on a second thought, thanks to your intervention, Ma'am Dani nga.
Parang ganun
He's
nga.
doing Ma'am Dani. He's trying to win over the Trump working class base. And it worked in New York. So, I'm just saying, like, you put Ma'am Dani, if you put Ellie and Vico together, that's the Ma'am Dani formula, basically.
Okay.
Right? Strong LGU leader, galing ng organic kanon. Galing. It's very impressive. But that brings us really to the next episode, final episode, penultimate episode natin, maybe for this year at least. Pag-usapan natin, the presidentials. Let's look at the pros and cons. Or, let's be nice, pros of each candidate. Let's not talk about the cons. Let's just do pros na lang. Since good vibes tayo, Christmas. What are the pros of a BAM presidency? What are the pros of a Riza presidency? What are the pros of... Maybe not Sarah. Let's talk about each of them in terms of the contenders. And does it really make... I know the Ronald line is only one can run against Sarah, but my worry with that kind of argument is that parang the more na pinapalaki mo si Sarah diba? Na parang, maybe she's not that strong, but yes, hindi pwede ma-split into 4 candidates. But is it possible na admin will have its candidate, Pinks will have her candidate, but there's a de facto coalition parang yung Noy Binay? I mean, maybe that will be eventually the setup. So, pag-usapan natin sa next episode. So, medyo madugo yung next episode
Pati
na
yung
yan.
branding, lagyan
Stakes
natin
are
sa
high.
third
Yeah,
episode.
exactly. So, everything we discussed kanina, applicable yan sa next episode. Branding, campaigning, leadership, mobilization. So, thank you so much again for everyone for joining us this latest episode ng Quadcom Plus minus falsis. Minus falsis. Thank you. Ayan.